Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Scotty with Evil Castrigal. We're back here at CC Power Sports Clarksville because we're going to be riding this motorcycle behind me today. So let's take a look at it and we'll talk a little bit about it. So as we walk up to this thing, I just want to point out the looks. I think this is the best looking Suzuki sport bike that they've released in years. I really dig it. It's got kind of the good parts of the old Katana that came out a couple years ago, color-wise, and this really cool headlight setup, but it's not a Katana underneath. This is a really cool all-new motorcycle, 800cc parallel twin, same platform in the 8S and in the V-Strom 800. So along with that comes this awesome info display up here. We'll clip in me turning this on and I'll talk a little bit about all the stuff you get with that. So out of the many high-tech features with this motorcycle, my favorite has to be this display and how it functions and all of the different modes you can do with this thing. I was just warning us about our break-in service there. So you can see you've got your traction control. You've got 3 levels of traction control here. And you've got, I think it's 3 different ride modes. We'll cycle through them. How you cycle through these: there's this button over here, this mode button. So I'm going to click this mode button and you'll see that the traction control is now highlighted. You can go up or down to cycle through your different traction controls all the way to off. I'll probably run it with it full on. If you want to switch to your ride modes, you just click the mode button again, and now you see that that is now highlighted, and you can just click down, A, B, C. So you've got 3 different power output modes. And if you click mode again, it's just going to cycle down through your different trips, miles per gallon, all the good stuff, and your odometer and your battery. You've got a fuel gauge. You've got a gear indicator, and like I said, I'm really impressed with this. For the price point on this motorcycle, I think it's really nice. Same display, same controls that you're going to find on the GSX8S and the V-Strom 800. Well, let's just take a little bit more of a look at this thing. Quick shifter, standard, 6-speed transmission. Ride modes, you've got 3 different ride modes and 3 different levels of traction control. In what I think is an absolutely gorgeous package. You get that narrow motorcycle because of the parallel twin, and I just think it looks great. Alright, so we are in the saddle of the 8R, the GSX8R, and yeah, this thing rules. I love how comfortable this bike feels. You know, I fell in love with the CF Moto we rode last week. I think this bike feels really, really, really good. I think it's probably really comparable to that motorcycle in a lot of ways. Horsepower-wise, this bike's going to make a little bit more power. We're looking at almost 82 horsepower out of this. The CF Moto 700 that we rode last week, I think that bike was putting out around 74 horsepower, if my memory serves me correct. So you got a little bit more ponies out of this. Now you do have a bigger price tag. This bike's going to be around the $9,400, just south of $9,500 range MSRP, and that's before you pay, you know, all your taxes and titling fees at the dealership. But it feels really good. The forks on this thing feel awesome. Compared to like the R7, I rode an R7 last year, which I think is a direct competitor to this motorcycle, and this suspension feels leaps and bounds better. Still not adjustable. You'd have to do a respring and put some heavier fork oil in it for us heavier riders, but I don't think it's an immediate need. It actually feels really good, like I said, stock, where the Yamaha felt divey. And you do have a little more horsepower out of this. I think the Yamaha puts out about 75 horsepower. Other things you get, aside from just talking about ponies, this thing's got traction control, 3 modes of traction control. We got it totally on right now. You can turn it off, and it's got 3 different ride modes. You've got like a standard, a sport, and like a rain mode. We are just in the standard right now. I dig it. I wish it had cruise control. I think that's the one thing that Suzuki missed when they came out with this bike. If you got all this technology, why not add cruise control? It just makes riding something like this on the freeway so much nicer. And I know they're capable, because the GSX-1000 or whatever it is, the touring bike, it's got cruise control. Another feature which I really have been digging, actually more than I thought I would, is the quick shifter that comes standard on this motorcycle. That is not an upgrade. It comes with the quick shifter already. Like if you buy a KTM 890, you're going to have to actually pay for a software upgrade to get that. This bike comes standard with it. So I think for the price, it's pretty awesome. And I'll also say the fairing, I was a little worried that I was going to feel a lot of wind on this thing when I got up on the freeway because it's so small. But it actually cuts the wind pretty good. I don't feel like I'm getting blown around too much. You know, say we're going 85 mile an hour, 80 miles an hour, you're going to be about 5,300 RPM, so you're not working too hard. This bike redlines at 9,800, I believe, somewhere in that area. So all in all, color me impressed. I love the way this bike looks. And I think for the price point, it's pretty nice. I think I still might say, if I were going to be buying a bike like this, I might still go with the CF Moto just because it's cheap and I'm a budget I love anything that's a deal. But if you got a little bit more, this bike might just be a little nicer. Whew, we are riding into a headwind. It is pretty gnarly out here. I was going that direction earlier, and I guess I had a tailwind because it didn't feel too bad, but actually I'm riding into a headwind now, and it's pretty aggressive. I hope you can hear me. I hope it doesn't sound too crazy, but anyway. So anyway, that's just kind of my quick thoughts. I know it's not like a super in-depth video, but this is just kind of my in-the-saddle thoughts of the Suzuki GSX-8R. I know it's all new, and it's got a lot of people looking at it. I think it's, like I said, the best-looking Suzuki that they've made in a while. I actually liked the way the Katana looked, but wasn't a huge fan of the performance out of that motorcycle. I think this thing is better all around. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the Suzuki GSX-8 lineup. And hit up CC Power Sports if you're looking for one. Thanks for watching. Check you later.